Hello children, welcome to your English literature class once again. So in today's session, as you can see, we are going to recapitulate the story of the Hero of Haarlem. By now all of you must have already read the lesson, read the chapter, the explanation is done. But we will once again revise the story, refresh our memories and move ahead with the exercises. So if you remember, we read about a boy, Hans, who lived in the city of Haarlem, and he was a very kind boy. His father was in charge of taking care of the dikes. So one day his mother asks him to take some bread and a few cakes for old Mr. Jensen. Now this Mr. Jensen was an elderly man, he had no family. And Hans loved the company of Mr. Jensen because Mr. Jensen always used to tell him very interesting stories. So when he goes to Mr. Jensen's house, he has a very good time. By the time Hans returns, it is already very late. And when he is moving, he realizes that one of the dikes was leaking. It had been raining for the whole day. And due to the continuous rain, the dikes were swollen. And he could see a trickle of water coming from the dike, one of the leaking dikes. It was not very harmful, but then Hans realized if the water kept on trickling, the other part, you can see in the picture, there's too much of water and the pressure would bring the dike down, and ultimately what would happen? When the great wall would break, the whole city would be washed away. Now Hans was a very kind boy, very brave boy also. And as we can see what he does, he puts his fist in that hole to stop the water from trickling. He's a very brave boy, very alert. Quickly he decides, I have to do something to save my city. And he tries to call out for help. In the meanwhile, Mr. Jensen comes there. And when he sees what Hans is doing, he lends out his hand, he calls out for people to help to repair the dike. So in spite of the bad weather, getting wet, completely drenched, Hans was completely drenched, he was wet. He did not worry about himself, he was not bothered about his own health, he was bothered for the people of his city. So he waited there so that his city can be saved. He tried to save his town. Okay, Mr. Jensen sends him home and then he helps the other people also to know. Okay, he goes and tells everyone about the boy who saved the town. So Hans is a real hero, These are the real lifetime heroes, not heroes of the movies. They are the real heroes who are doing something for their near ones, for their dear ones. Okay, Hans could have just seen the water and gone away. But he thought, no, that's my responsibility. I need to take care of my people. So this was your story. So we'll be doing the exercises. You can get ready with your textbooks and your pencils and open your books on page number 56. Complete the following sentences. Dikes were built. So why were dikes built? So that water could not enter the city. The city was below, The city was below sea level and water used to get in very easily. So you will write down water could not enter the city. The next one is Hans's mother sent cake and bread to Mr. Jensen because he was an elderly man and had no family to care for him. Number C, Hans enjoyed Mr. Jensen's company because he told interesting stories. As he walked home, Hans was very cold and wet. This is why he was thinking about a warm dinner and a cozy bed. Now you can see on page 57 you have the word wall, you have the genre, We read different kinds of stories and they can be classified into different genres or categories. What do you mean by genre? It's a different style, Some stories maybe mysteries. By the end of the story, you come to know who has murdered whom. Then you have fables, folk tales, autobiography, fairy tale, science fiction and adventure. You will fill up the web that is given to you on page number 58. Here. So a short story that has been passed down from generation to generation is a folk tale. A story about magical people, places and animals is a fairy tale. A story of a real person's life written by the person. Now when you yourself are writing your story, somebody else is not writing your story. When somebody else is writing, it becomes biography. When you are writing your own story, then it is an autobiography. A suspense-filled story about a puzzling event that is not solved until the end of the story. So that's a mystery. You keep solving. A story that uses descriptions of science and technology, often set in the future. It may include robots, aliens and time machines. That would be science fiction. Next is a story in which exciting, even dangerous things happen to the characters. That's an adventure. Last but not the least, a short moral story, usually with animals as characters, is a fable. They have asked you to find out antonyms, okay, and you have to find out these antonyms from the book itself, from the story itself, okay, not your own. Like unkind would be kind. You have kind given in your book. He was a kind boy. It's written, no, Hans is a kind boy. Then young would be, it can be elderly, old also. Mr. Jensen was an old man, he was an elderly man. Both the words are given in the story. Rarely would be usual or often. Both are correct. Saddened is delighted. No one, everyone. Destroyed, repaired. So it's time for grammar. In this chapter, we will be doing future and future continuous tense. You all have done tense previously. When we talk of future time, it means an action that has not happened yet. Like we have not yet completed the exercises of this chapter. Okay, that is future tense. But when I am talking about future continuous tense, so we would be doing. Okay, future continuous expresses an ongoing action, an action that will be happening in the future. Like we hope that the school reopens. Okay, we all of us want the school to reopen. So that is future time. Okay, and suppose all of a sudden we get some notification and they tell you the school will be reopening maybe in December or in November. Will be reopening. That means the action would be an ongoing action. Okay, continuous always has ing with it. Now look at this. I am feeling hot. So I will switch on the fan. This exercise is on page number 60. Fill in the blanks using will plus verb. I am feeling hot. I will switch on the fan. This is future tense. Are you going to the library? We will come with you. We will come with you. He is late. We will not wait for him. Okay. He is late. We will not wait for him. Then you have write 3 classroom promises using will plus a verb. Like see, we will keep our classroom tidy. We will not speak out of turn. We will maintain silence in the class. Now these are your own promises. What you want to do in your class. We will obey our teachers. We will follow the instruction of our teachers. It can be anything. Okay. So that is your promise. You need to do this on your own. Now can you spot the sentences that show ongoing action in the future? Put a tick against them. See, we will drive to school tomorrow. So this is future tense. We will be driving. So when it is ing is there, then it represents an ongoing action. So you will put a tick against, we will be driving to school at 8 o'clock. That is future continuous. Next, we will play when the recess bell rings. We will be playing during recess. Of course, we will be playing during recess. Okay. We will be playing during recess. Number 5. Complete these sentences to show what you will be doing at these times. Now, it can be different for all of you. Like I will be, maybe some of you are studying early. Nowadays you are at home, no? And some of you are playing at 5 o'clock. It can be studying, it can be playing, anything. I have given you an option. You can see a slash given there, no? Number B, I will be watching TV or having dinner at 9 o'clock. It can be anything. Okay, this is what you will be doing at these times. I will be sleeping at midnight. I will be sleeping at midnight. So this is all for today's session. I hope you are clear with the exercises. There won't be any more doubts. See that you write down everything neatly in your textbooks itself. Till then, be safe. Take care of yourselves. See you soon next. Thank you and a big God bless.